Section 1. Suspended in air, the pillars of heaven. Here, monasteries rise above villages, clinging to giant rocks. The scene is one of profound quiet and majestic scale. Imagine pillars of dark weathered stone erupting from the gentle plains of Thessaly in central Greece. They stand not as a single mountain range, but as a forest of individual, colossal columns, each one a silent giant against the sky. Atop these seemingly inaccessible peaks, small, resilient structures sit like crowns. These are the monasteries of Meteora, places of faith built in defiance of gravity, their red-tiled roofs, stone walls appearing impossibly perched, suspended between earth and heaven. It is a landscape that feels both geological and divine, a testament to the immense power of nature and the enduring spirit of humankind. Below these towering formations, life unfolds at a different pace. The small town of Kastraki Kalabaka nestle into the protective shadows of the rocks. Their homes are modest, their streets are calm, their existence is intrinsically linked to the giants that loom over them. The contrast is striking and beautiful. Above, the monks pursue a life of contemplation and prayer, isolated in their sky-high sanctuaries. Below, villagers go about their daily lives, their world defined and watched over by these extraordinary stone sentinels. This unique relationship between the lofty monasteries and the grounded communities creates a harmony that has defined this region for centuries, a place where the sacred and the everyday coexist in a breathtaking panorama. The name itself, Meteora, translates from Greek as suspended in the air middle of the sky, a perfectly chosen description for this otherworldly place. Section 2. Earth's Slow Work. The Stone Sentinels. The story of these incredible rock towers begins not with faith, but with geology, a process that unfolded over millions of years. This was not the work of volcanoes or violent earthquakes. Instead, it was a slow and patient act of creation. Around 60 million years ago, this entire area was the bottom of a vast, ancient sea. Rivers flowed into this sea, carrying stone, carrying sand, carrying mud from the mountains further north. Over millennia, these materials settled on the seabed, layer upon layer, forming a thick, compacted mixture of conglomerate and sandstone. This was the raw material from which the pillars of Meteora would eventually be carved. Then, the earth began to move. Powerful tectonic forces pushed the seabed upward, creating a high plateau and causing the water to drain away. The new landmass was exposed to the relentless forces of nature: wind, rain, extreme temperature changes. For millions of years, these elements acted like a sculptor's tools. The water found weaknesses in the rock, carving deep fissures and channels. The wind scoured the surfaces. The cycle of freezing and thawing caused chunks of the softer rock to break away. It was a process of subtraction, slowly wearing away everything that was not strong enough to stand on its own. A geological story written in water and time. What remain behind are the pillars we see today. They are composed of a harder, more resilient conglomerate rock which resisted the erosion that washed away the surrounding softer material. Section 3. The human spirit ascends, a history of faith. Long after the rocks were formed, the human story in Meteora began. The first people to see these pillars not just as geological wonders but as places of refuge were hermit monks. As early as the 9th century, small groups of ascetic monks sought solitude and safety in the natural caves and fissures that dotted these stone towers. They desired a life removed from the world, a place where they could be closer to God without distraction or danger. The sheer difficulty of reaching these high places was not a deterrent, it was an attraction. It promised the isolation they craved and a natural defense against turmoil on the plains below. The golden age of monastic construction arrived later during the 14th century and the 15th century. The Byzantine Empire weakened monks sought greater security. The tops of the pillars offered the ultimate sanctuary. They began to build entire monastic communities on isolated peaks. The first builders were true pioneers. They had to be skilled rock climbers using simple ropes nets, rickety folding ladders. Every single stone, every plank of wood, every bag of provisions had to be hauled up by hand, a slow and perilous process that could take years. Life for these early monks was a testament to unwavering dedication. The net used to hoist people and supplies became a symbol of faith. Only when the Lord lets them break. A statement of trust in divine providence. They built elaborate complexes, chapels with frescoes, libraries with manuscripts, communal dining halls. At its peak, there were 24 active monasteries in Meteora. Each was a vibrant, self-sufficient community suspended in the sky. Down below, in the villages of Kastraki Kalabaka, life moves to a different yet connected rhythm. The rock pillars are the constant, familiar backdrop of everyday life. They are farmers who cultivate the fertile land at the base of the rocks, olives, grapes, vegetables. They are artisans creating traditional crafts, and hosts running guest houses and tavernas that welcome travelers from around the world. The relationship between monks above and villagers below has always been one of mutual reliance. In centuries past, the monasteries depended on the farmers in the plains for food and essential supplies. In return, the monasteries provided spiritual guidance, sanctuary in times of conflict, and a sense of divine protection. The modern economy of the villages is now deeply intertwined with tourism, which is drawn by the fame of the monasteries. The villagers provide the infrastructure, the lodging, food services, that makes visiting Meteora possible. Meteora is more than a stunning vista or a historical curiosity. It is a precious and fragile World Heritage Site. Windwater slowly eroding the rock, threatening the rocks and the ancient monasteries. Old monasteries, centuries-old frescoes, wooden beams, delicate stonework need constant, specialized care. Every visitor has a role in preservation. Visiting means being a considerate guest. Dress modestly, keep your voice low, move quietly, don't photograph, wear band, stay on marked paths, leave no trace. Support local communities, respect monastic traditions. Learn more, visit with respect, and, share the wonder of this incredible place.